This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Hey guys, Keith Ankle for TGI Sports Talk with my weekly vlog. As I say every week, I won't take up much of your time, and today I may even take up less. Got an NBA topic which we haven't had in a while, and you know, we talk about players not being able to, control themselves, control their actions, act like adults. Carry themselves with the correct code of conduct. And how can we hold them accountable when our coaches aren't doing the same thing? This week, Celtics coach Ime Udoka was suspended for a year. There was talk he considered resigning. I still think you'll see him resign after it came out that he'd been carrying on an affair with a front office worker, against team policy, against the code of conduct within the team. Obviously it was a consensual relationship, so there's nothing here untowardly in that sense. He does have a long time relationship with another woman and has a child, so there is that moral side of it, and there are moral clauses and code of conduct policies that teams put into place. And they need to be followed, or, they aren't just a list of suggestions. They are rules of conduct that you're expected to follow to remain an employee of that organization. Just like many companies in the real world have these types of code of conduct. There could be a fraternization code, like was it infringed on here? And if you can't expect your coach, who, by the way, did great things with the Celtics this year, he's been a long-time player and coach in the NBA, well-respected assistant throughout his years since 2012, becoming an assistant coach with the Spurs, then the 76ers, then the Nets, until becoming the head coach of the Celtics this year. And in his first year, taking them to 51 wins in a disappointing, as it turns out, loss in the finals. Good coach. But how does this guy lead men and try to hold them accountable to follow team rules, number one, but to also play within the system and play within the roles that they're given on the team? And how do you hold those guys accountable when you are not able to control your own personal behavior? This is the problem that's gone on in sports, through the years in different situations. Billy Martin, different situation, had his personal demons. He couldn't control his own little world. How is he going to try to hold other men accountable at the same time? These are men too, by the way, not boys. But you still need to have a strong leader. Again, me and leadership. And leadership starts with following the rules. I don't think Udoka will be the coach of the Celtics next year. I'm not sure he'll coach in the NBA again. He'll get a chance because, we're a country of second chances. And look, at maybe rightfully so. But I don't think this team he can come back to and face those same players and say, I expect you to live up to this standard, when he couldn't do it himself. There's not a lot more for me to say about this situation. I mean, I'll repeat myself here a couple of times, but great coach. Again, not as far as I'm aware, nothing else in his history that's been a problem. So I understand if you're going to give the guy a second chance, but I don't know that it can be with this organization with these players. Somewhere else where he gets a fresh start, maybe you can do it. But to do it here, where these group of players, and some of them I'm sure that he had issues with at points last year because every team has them, where he had to hold guys accountable for not living up to a certain standard that he set for them, whether it be their behavior, whether it be their play, whether it be whatever. And now you've got a man who has not lived up to the standard that the team set for him to be this on a personal level. The personal code of conduct, whether it's a moral clause, which this isn't necessarily. I believe this really just infringes on the team policy. But to flagrantly carry on this affair throughout the year, and again, nothing. It was a consensual affair. It wasn't anything to do with a Me Too type of thing. At least as far as we know now, this isn't the same situation as we're looking at with the Suns and their owner, where he's going to be forced to sell this team, and he's suspended for a year by the league, which he probably should be suspended for more, because this is an organization and a man who is spouting misogynist and racist nonsense. It's a little different situation. This is a personal situation, which I guess the owner of the Suns, you could say, was as well. But it also impinged itself on the organization, the way they ran day-to-day business. So this is a little bit different situation, but still, he's also in a different situation than the team owner is. He is a man who, again, is there to hold these 12 guys accountable to perform their role on this team and help them win. And he's a guy who could not do the same thing within his organization, perform within his role and stay within this group of rules, which the team is totally entitled to put into place. There'll be some people that'll say, look, it's his business. He wants to run around on his significant other. I don't believe. Let me look here quick. I do not believe he's married. Actually, he was then girlfriend Nia Longa, so I guess they are not even together. Well, maybe they are. It says then girlfriend. They are. Oh, I see. They're engaged, but they're not married. And you'll say, well, they're not married, and if he wants to cheat on his girl and the mother of his child, well, that's his business. Well, no, not if the team says it's not. My company has a morals clause. I could go out and get in trouble tomorrow for something, and they could let me go because they don't think I should be leading a group of people the way I do. And I think the same thing has to hold true in sports. And in many situations, it has not been adhered to in the past, and some coaches have paid the price for it and some have not. But many teams have paid the price because the coaches were not held to the same standard as the players. And in this case, Celtics at least did hold that coach accountable. They've suspended him for a year. He considered resigning, which he did not do. I still have my doubts that Udoka will coach this team ever again, because I don't think he can. I don't think he can come back in this situation and lead this group of men. He could go somewhere else with a fresh start, not here in Boston. Guys, Keith Engel for TGI Sports Talk. You agree, you disagree? Let me know. We'll see you later. Have a great day.